All right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Against the Ropes. I am Gio Garcia. I'm alongside Christian Mosqueda, Christian Rodriguez, and Lily.
Hello.
What's up? How we doing today?
Good.
All good?
You?
It's a rainy day in Southern California.
Yeah.
It's kind of cold.
Made it just in time. Cousin won his game, so I'm happy. I'm in a good mood.
That's cute. Yeah, well, we're gonna get the show started. We're gonna have someone special talking to us in a bit. Phone interview or a conversation. I don't like the word interview, but
Hello?
Yo, Diego, it's me, Chris.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
It's all good. Hey, so I was the one who posted the posting from on Saturday regarding Max Kellerman's explanation about Teofimo Lopez brushing you over behind your shoulders. What was your whole take about that right away?
Man, like I said before, look, boxing is a gentleman's sport, right?
Mm-hmm.
Going into that is one thing, before the fight, I know the hype, I know the social media lifestyle. We're all aware of, to bring action and drama and all that to the limelight before a fight. But after the fight is a different thing. The reason I love boxing is because you go into the ring with somebody who's trying to tear your head apart, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after the fight, you have a certain level of respect for that other fighter for coming in. You know what I mean? They're trying to take your head off because at the end of the day, we're both winners, and we both try to do what's best for us in our career.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he did at the end of the fight, the sweeping motion of trying to take my head off, and the little putter that he did at the end of that was a bit disrespectful.
Yeah.
To not only me and to the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
Ask him if he noticed it live.
With saying that, I also agree that his father, because leading up to that fight, his father was the one in the background who got kicked out on the day of the press conference. He got kicked out by the top-ranked people because he was spouting out at the mouth, and he wouldn't stop. He just kept shouting out the whole time. It was difficult for me to get anything out because he just kept shouting out just jibber jabber. It was nonsense. So I know that's his Teofimo has that as an influence. His father. So you don't expect too much from a young kid who just wants to make a name for himself. But at the same time, this is boxing. Like I said before, it's a gentleman's sport, and there's a lot of people looking at us. You know what I mean? Because we're on a pedestal, kinda. We're in the limelight, and we're on a stage and a platform where there's kids looking at us. Kids want to be us. They look up to us. They look at us as role models. So I feel that doing something like that in the ring, especially on national television, is uncalled for. It's something that you shouldn't do. And you have to remember that there's a lot of young kids that are looking up to us. And I have a 2-year-old son, and I'm just mindful of things like that. And I know he's younger, but at the same time, you have to know what role you have as a professional fighter.
Ask him about the alleged comments.
Yeah, so apparently there were some comments from your camp, right? Because you had an interview with some guy like a couple of days before leading up to the fight.
Ernesto
Right.
Amador,
Yeah.
who
Spanish
was
interview.
a sports writer for Univision.
Mm-hmm.
He's known all around the globe. He is, someone who, who's a good friend of mine or whatnot. But yes, that's where all the havoc and all the drama came from. But what my thing is, don't be a sheep and don't be a follower. Don't believe everything you read online, and do your homework. That's my thing that I've learned from this fight alone, because what was said and what was said that he said that came from my camp alone was not said at all. He did 5 interviews that day. He did 5 different fighters. Me, I was one of them. The other 4 fighters were training at Top Rank who weren't a part of my camp at all. And the headline on his interview was that it came from the Magdaleno camp. Now, I'm not responsible for the other 4 interviews he did.
Mm.
Whether they said what they said or didn't say it at all, I'm not responsible for that. Those words never came out of my mouth. It never came out of my dad's mouth. My brother Jesse was not at the gym that day, nor was my younger brother Marco at that gym today. So I'm not sure where that's coming from. That's misleading information. Let me clear that up, and I've tried to clear that up so many times. That did not come from me. I have no problem with Honduras at all. I know the struggle. Of coming to this country. My dad knows it because my dad at the age of 17 came to America to better his future and left his whole family at the age of 17. That's something that I wouldn't do right now. It would be difficult for me to leave to a different country where I know nothing. I don't understand the language. I don't have a job, and that's something very difficult. So I know my dad's been telling me stories of how difficult it was. So for me to badmouth another country that way is just out of the ordinary. It wouldn't happen. It would never happen. And for them to think that I said that, and in the interview, there's a YouTube post that he posted. You can tell that I dodged that whole question completely. So it never came from me or my camp. Let me just say that right now, and you hear it. You know, you can put it out there. I've said it once. I've said it twice. I've said it 100 times already by now because I want to get that point across. It's never came from me or anyone in the Magdaleno camp or the Two Fuego camp at all whatsoever. I have the utmost respect for anyone south of the border or north of the border, any border at all.
Yeah, Diego, I think one of the reasons why I was skeptical about Diego having that reason, like why you were actually supposedly saying those words apparently into his camp, is because, you know, if there's words exchanged like that before the fight and then after the fight is done, you don't go ahead and go up to the fighter and apologize. You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
You know, why will he go up to you after the fight, like brutal knockout, right, and then apologize to you because apparently because of what happened? So I don't actually necessarily buy into it. And then afterwards, I did saw the interview that you had with that reporter, and that's nothing like even like American soccer players. We always get, you know, called different types of words, and we don't get offended by anything like that. But it's just, I think, it's just an easy excuse. And at the end of the day, I think.
Honest, I don't even follow soccer at all. You know what I mean? I stick to my boxing, and that's it. I can tell you about boxing any day. But as far as soccer goes, I at the younger age of 13, I tried to play soccer for a little bit, and it just didn't work out, man. I fell in love with boxing and the putazos with it, you know what I mean? And that's what I dedicated my life to.
And, you know, and one more thing, I know you were being interviewed with Joe Cortez, right, just recently?
Right.
And you brought up something that kind of concerned me, dude, because you were talking about how people were saying maybe they should stop the fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whether in the second round, third round.
That was the controversy behind this fight.
Yeah.
Was 2 things.
But I know
one, you know, that I was talking about Honduras, you know, and his backlash of what he was doing after the fact to kind of go over his reasoning, to be rational, or his reasoning behind what he did because of what I said. And let me tell you, that was never said. But the other thing was, you know, the stoppage. You know what I mean? They were blaming my corner. They were, you know, because I was in that interview. I said something. I brought up, you know, a good friend of mine, Victor Ortiz, who's been in the ring and he's been through some controversy himself. And the one side was with Teofimo Lopez when he decided to call it, you know,
the broken jaw.
Call it for himself, for his own well-being. You know what I mean? And the fans gave him a lot of shit for that. So I'm like, hey, man, if he can call it for his own well-being, to look out for himself so that he can live to fight another day, like, hey, man, credit to you. You know what I mean? But for the fans to lash out at him after that is completely uncalled for. So my thing is, like, when do you draw that line? So after my fight, my dad was getting death threats. My coaches were getting death threats. This is crazy. This is craziness. You know what I mean? Because it's not, the fans don't know what I was going through or what was going on in between rounds. You know what I mean? The cameras weren't there 100% in between rounds, okay? Another thing is my younger brother, Jesse, okay? Jesse's been in the ring. He's won a world title. He's also a blood brother of mine. He has those emotional feelings towards me, okay? And he knows boxing. So he knows both sides of the fence, right? And he knew what every round I came back from every round I was coming back to my corner, I was communicating with my corner to let them know that I was okay. You know what I mean? They were giving me the game plan. They were like, "Hey, you need to do this. We need to change this up this round. We need to start." You know what I mean? They were giving me their advice, and I was like, I was there. I was like, "Okay, coach, I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna give you a little something." And even when who was it? The commission and the referee came over to my corner, you know, to let me know, "Hey, we got to see a little something. You know, give us something to show us that you're still in the game." I'm like, "Okay, I'm there." So I was communicating with my corner, with my brother, with the commission, with everyone to let them know that Diego was still in the fight game, and Diego still had a chance, and Diego was completely there. He wasn't knocked out on his feet, like Andre Ward said. That was another thing that brought a lot of drama to this fight. Andre Ward said that he made comments about, you know, fighters and me myself, that, you know, after the fight I go to the hospital, you know what I mean, my family's gonna be there, you know, next to my side, giving an impression that I was hurt from that fight. I was not hurt. I was putting videos, because I saw that, I was putting videos up. After the fight, the doctor had looked at me. He stitched me up because of the headbutt that completely changed the game plan of the fight. The headbutt threw me off. I couldn't see. You know, my vision was blurry right after that. So I was fighting for 5 rounds, you know what I mean, with blurry vision. And, you know what I mean, that's not an excuse or anything, but the fans don't even know that. But what the doctor told me is, hey, get some rest, get a shower, clean that off. After 7 days, you get the stitches out your own self. You can pull them out on your own. I was like, okay, that was it. That was the only thing the doctor told me. And that was it. You know what I mean? It wasn't more than just that. I think what the media is trying to protect Teofimo on is that they made him out to be this Mike Tyson 1-2 round killer, punching power, and it took him a lot further than that. You know, I think I exposed him with a round that, you know, it's the longest fight he's ever had was the fight with me. And I think a lot of fighters in my weight class, in my division, are going to be looking at that like, hey, this guy isn't that shark that everyone's talking about. He's not that devastating knockout artist that everyone's talking about. This guy has, there's a way in for this guy. He's not the perfect fighter that the media is making him out to be.
And I think that's like the sad reality of being a boxer, right? Because you don't want to call the fight by yourself, right? Or else you're going to be labeled like Victor Ortiz, right? Is that something that runs across your mind every time you go in a fight? Diego?
Yeah. Come again?
No, is that something that runs across your mind, like every single fight, that obviously you don't want to stop the fight, right? Because you might be labeled like Victor Ortiz, right? Because like that's the perception that people have with Victor Ortiz. Like, oh, he quit. He's a quitter. This and that. And I think you.
Well, I feel that the fans are real harsh. You
Exactly.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fans have never gotten the ring. You know what I mean? They've never sacrificed anything.
Yeah.
They never had to, live the life of a fighter. So, with that being said, they're easily to be able to give their opinion and call somebody a loser or a bum or whatever without having to go through it. And you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion or whatnot. You know what I mean? They're fans. They build us and they make us, and at the end of the day, they can also shit on us. Okay, but as a fighter, I feel that I went in that fight with a good corner. I'm proud to say that I was with my corner in that fight, having whatever decisions my corner made, I'm 100% good with. You know what I mean? I can go back to my coaches and be like, hey, thank you guys, and still be a team with them. If they would have stopped it, I think I would have had some issues with them. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have wanted to go down without a fight. I know at a young age, and I knew when I turned pro that boxing was a bloody sport, a crazy sport. You know what I mean? It's gonna get ugly, and if you can't wrap your head around that, then you shouldn't be in boxing. Boxing is not going to be pretty. If you want something pretty, then go join some other sports. There's 100 other sports that are much prettier and much safer. Boxing is a lifestyle, and it's something that I love to do. So the way that fight went down, if they offered me a fight with Teofimo in 2 months from now, I would take the same team with me. You know what I mean? I wouldn't change anything. I would take the same team with me, and I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't back down from a fight with Teofimo.
You guys got any? Yeah. Gio, Chris, you guys have any questions for him?
Pass on the phone.
Yeah. So,
Pass on the phone.
hello, Diego.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So I have a question. I feel like, or more of a comment. A lot of people would not have been mad. I feel if you would have, I know it's not. You're a warrior and you're a fighter. That's the last thing you want to do. But I think a lot of people would have been okay with your corner stopping it. I think some people would have been okay because, it got to a point where, that's your corner. They have to protect you. They know you more than anybody else. And
For sure.
yeah,
for
so
sure.
I think that's a little bit of the backlash that your corner took, because it wouldn't have been you stopping it, but the people that are by your side taking care of you. So that's just more a comment on my side.
Yeah, for sure. No, I completely agree with you guys, because it's a different, like, if a fighter fights, right? A fighter gets in the ring and he fights, and then they ask him a week later, hey, did you look at that fight? And he would probably say, yeah. It would be a different fight from what he looked at, which means me as a fighter being in there and knowing what I know, and then being outside as a spectator looking at that fight, it's two different perceptions. The viewers have a perception, and the fighter has his perception. My perception is, and what I'm trying to get across, is the inside the fight, and when I was coming back to my corner, being responsive to my corner. The viewer's perspective is just not knowing what was going on in the corner and just seeing what was going on during the fight. That's what I'm trying to put, get my point across, and get the viewers to understand. Diego and Tu Fuego still had some fuego in between rounds. If that makes any sense to you guys.
Yeah.
So there was communication between me and my corner. If I would have came back at any point to where they were talking to me and they were asking me questions, and I wasn't I wasn't responding, okay, that would be a firm, hey, we got to stop this. Hey, Diego, are you there? You know what I mean? You're not responding. We need, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Another thing I spoke to Joe Cortez about was he's a great referee, and he knows the rules and the guidelines and what to look for in a fighter when a fighter's hurt. And he did it on his show last week when I was on the show with him, and he explained what all referees go through, all the training they get, and it's substantial training. These referees get substantial training, and their job is to protect the fighter. And I believe that this referee who was refereeing my fight was coherent. He was good. He was just basically doing his job because he saw that I was coherent in that fight. So there's 1, 2, maybe 3 perspectives in, there's mine, there's his, and there's the media, you know what I mean? There's a lot that goes on other than what the average viewer sees on TV.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Diego? It's Gio here. First of all, thanks for tuning in to Against the Ropes. Thanks for checking in.
Right on.
And thanks for giving us that insight, really, because a lot of people don't get to hear that part, like you said, the fighter's perspective, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, is this the first time that you kind of go through that type of controversy where someone basically said that you said something when you didn't? And how frustrating is it? Because I did see the video. I did see the interview. And basically the headline was, it was catchy because,
Clickbait.
Yeah, clickbait, pretty much, right?
Yeah. At first glance, you look at it and you see, hey, Magdaleno's camp doesn't necessarily say me per se, but it says Magdaleno's camp, and at first glance, people are gonna think Diego said this about Hondureños. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole country of Honduras, and that's not what happened. It was a catchy title. It brought a lot of controversy to this fight alone.
Mm-hmm.
In a way, it's beneficial, I guess, because people are talking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it did not go down the way it was said because of a title that someone decided to write down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to make sure to link that interview so people can actually listen to it. All right?
Yeah, so it'd be a good way because Diego, I've never carried myself in that manner.
Mm-hmm.
I was brought up, you know what I mean, with Hispanic roots, you know what I mean? So I understand the struggle, and it means something to me because not only my father, but my father's side is from Michoacan, Mexico. I went to school for 3 months in Sahuayo, Michoacan. That no one knows about that. I've lived in every other year. I go down to Michoacan and go meet all my family. We have a ton of family out there, and I know the struggle. You know what I mean? So I would never do such a thing like that to disrespect anybody. Who's trying to better their lives. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Me myself, I'm trying to better my life. I have a 2-year-old who I love, and I'm trying to do the most out of, get the most out of boxing and do the most in my professional boxing career. Who I just started doing. I'm venturing off into the commentary. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I started something with Joe Cortez. He brought the idea up to my attention a couple years ago, and now all of a sudden, I start on the 25th of this month. I'll start doing commentary on his boxing show of Firm but Fair Boxing.
Okay. That's going to be in English or Spanish?
Right. So boxing's been my whole life, so I want to stick to something that has to do with boxing. You know what I mean? It's only right that I give back from a different point of view. So instead of being in the boxing ring, now I'll be calling fights from outside the boxing ring, but with the experience of being inside. So I think I bring something good to the table. So shout out to Joe Cortez for that one.
All right, we'll stay tuned to that, and we'll make sure that we share it when you do release that information.
Oh, yeah.
All right, personally, I just want to thank you for clarifying, these rumors. Maybe a lot of people were confused.
Yeah, you know what? In the boxing game, there's a whole lot of rumors and a whole lot of misleading going on. And there's a lot of, like I said before, there's a lot of sheep. If they see something and they hear about it and it sounds like it's true, they go and follow it. And they're like, okay, this is what's going on.
If it's on the internet, it's true, right?
Yeah, nothing, you know what I mean? It's not like that. Just stop and do a little beat. Just be skeptical a little bit. Give a little bit of maybe put a little bit of attention to it if you really want to find out the truth and the facts of the matter. Do a little homework. That's all I'm saying. I've been getting so many DMs on my Instagram, my Facebook, my Twitter of the Teofimo fans, and they're saying, hey man, if you talk about Honduras, you're gonna get knocked out, this and that. You know what I mean? Just foul stuff, and it's uncalled for. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's something that Diego never said. You know what I mean? But I'm getting a backlash on it, and you know what? Hey, I'm mature. I'm cool with it. These are just a ton of fans with us nothing better to do and
Mm-hmm.
with an opinion. So I get it. All right, go for it. I mean, you're Team Teofimo fan. You're all for them. Go for it. You know what I mean? I don't have to live with you. I don't have to eat with you or anything like that. So I'm good. I've got other priorities going on in my life.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have one last question for you. But once again, thank you for giving us your side of it, right? Because like you said, there's many sides. Now it's good that we have your side of the story.
Oh yeah, I'm super happy that I can kind of clarify a little bit of my side and where I'm coming from and what was really said. If you do a little bit of homework on the interviews out there, you could see that I completely dodged the question.
Yeah.
You also know that no one in my camp ever said that. My camp is my coaches, my father, and my two brothers, and Shannon Trainwreck Torres, who helps with my diet. That is my camp. And Hector Fernandez, who is my manager, and none of them ever said anything that pertains to us, saying anything about Honduras in general. Mm-hmm. That was all done and said by the interview.
Yeah, my final thing, Diego, just before we end the interview, if you're here in Southern California, let us know that we could join our podcast and do some commentary for us over here. Mm-hmm. Next time you have a upcoming fight, or if your brother has an upcoming fight, you're around with him, just come by and either I'll text you or you hit me up and we'll work something out and just get some commentary going on in this podcast for sure.
You have my number. If anything you need my email, my phone number, you have a way to contact me. If there's anything you guys need, feel free to reach out, and I would love. I'm telling you right now, on air or whatever, I'll be there.
All right, then yeah, for sure. We'll link up soon, and I wish you well, get well, and you're in Las Vegas right now, right?
Send a quick shout out to the Against the Ropes fans.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out at Against the Ropes right now for us.
Oh, definitely. A huge shout out to Against the Ropes, because you guys have allowed me to explain this whole controversy that was going on with Teofimo Lopez and his whole team. Thank you for allowing me to express my wisdom and give you guys my thoughts on what really went down. So,
any last words for his listeners, his fans?
No, that's pretty much it.
No, ask him.
Oh, and you have anything to say before we end this?
To his fans?
To your fans?
To all my fans, I appreciate and I thank you guys for being there for me in my wins and my losses. You know what I mean? After this fight, I've gained so much just from the fans alone and how supportive they were. Telling me to keep my head up and how much they loved and how inspired they were by my performance in the ring that day of being a true warrior. Mm-hmm. Shout out to you, my fans.
All right, Diego. Take care. All right.
Right on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that was Diego Magdaleno, who had a big fight a couple weeks ago against Teofimo Lopez. For the listeners who don't know what we're talking about, I will put it up on the visuals. But basically, he got stopped by Teofimo, and after the fight was over, Teofimo was doing his little celebration, and then he did what I personally consider something disrespectful. Right? I'll put it up on the visuals. So you guys can judge it yourselves. But that was Diego Magdaleno's point of view. Allegedly, Teofimo apparently said to Max Kellerman that that Magdaleno had some words for his Honduran heritage, right?
But did he say it? I haven't seen the interview, but did he say something?
No. We'll link that up too.
But okay, I saw the title to it. I just Googled it, and it says something like, "Oh, no son buenos para ni el fútbol ni el boxeo." I just want to did they ever said that?
No.
Like in the video, does he say that?
In the video, like,
does it say that?
No, in the video he doesn't say, and he dodges the question. He doesn't even want to address it. Like
that's it's to me, fuck. Like this guy Ernesto Amador is such a big fucking deal in Mexico, and he's one of those old school journalists. So so how do you get lost in this new wave of clickbait?
Yeah, that's what
I've lost complete respect.
Yeah, after I saw that, I was like, this guy seems just like an instigator, just to to get views,
exactly
just to get
instigating, and it's shocking, like I said, because he's old school. That's journalism's all
he's
about.
He's new school now.
Keeping integrity and
I wonder if he actually heard it from his own ears or if somebody told him, right? Because the way that he presented the question was, Magdaleno, some people from your camp said that Hondurans aren't good at soccer or boxing, right? And I mean, I'll link it up so you guys can hear exactly what Magdaleno said, but basically it was a question asked to him, right?
Yeah, and it seemed like he was like digging, like trying to get a response or something, but you saw he was just
I remember his first reaction. He just laughed it off, and then I think he mentioned something like, that night, us Mexicans are gonna come on top, but to me, I didn't hear him say anything about I didn't hear him say those Hondurans aren't good or whatever.
Wow.
And usually I've never seen, like, you asked him, like, ever been in some kind of controversy before this? I've never heard of Diego being in some kind of controversy. So that's kind of telling, like, what happened here. It's obviously it was a clickbait type.
That's
And we came about this conversation because I think you, Chris, you posted a clip from Max Kellerman's show where Max Kellerman basically try to explain. He said he talked to Teofimo after the fight, and Teofimo told him that that Magdaleno made some comments against Hondurans, and that's why he did what he did at the end with the celebration, right? And then Magdaleno actually replied to our post. So then we hit him up, and he tried to clarify it for us a little bit.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you hear like a person like Max, a lot of people are gonna take that as fact or as news, as
so I don't watch
credible.
Disney. That's why I don't watch Disney, man.
So, I mean, exactly what Diego said. You really have to do your homework and really, get the facts for yourself.
What you think about the celebration, Lily? Because you weren't here last week. We kind of talked about it a little bit.
I'm used to his Fortnite dances. Like, I'm used to that. That's cool. But the shoveling or whatever that was extremely disrespectful. Because, like Diego said, he is right in that as well, that you can shit talk, as long as it's not like racist, obviously, with your opponent. And at the end of the fight, it's like you guys, whoever wins, but you guys got it out of your system, and you guys go and you shake or you embrace. It doesn't usually get worse after the fight.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised, because especially in boxing, like, you hear a lot of shit talking, like, during the fight, like, before and even during the fight, right? These guys are fucking each other up. But even then, after, most of the time, the first thing you see is both guys hug it out.
Yeah, because they know the struggle. They both know the sacrifice it took.
No, but not even
that night.
Not even that. Like, if I'm talking smack against somebody else's heritage and we fight, I'm not gonna handshake you, even if I lost or if I win. Like, that's personal, dude. That's not gonna happen.
I agree with that. I wouldn't either. I'd be like, fuck you. Even if you beat me or I beat you, like, I'm still not gonna. I mean, obviously, like, just like, okay, good fight, but not. But I don't know.
It's just the whole kicking when he's already down.
That's not. And I know people are like, oh, well, he's Teofimo Lopez and he's the best prospect right now. He could do whatever the fuck he wants, or he can. It's true what he said. He's gonna get views or whatever, which is true. But you think about the greats like Mayweather, and a lot of people always go to Mayweather to compare the cockiness of it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, do you really want to be remembered like that?
Yeah.
Obviously, Mayweather is known because he's one of the best of our era and best defensive fighter. But do you really want to remember it? Have your fans remember you as one of those guys?
The bad guy.
As a Mayweather, as a Broner?
Yeah.
Well, there is one guy right now, and that's Tank Davis. So, you guys want to transition with that, or just keep it going with this?
No, I was wondering. I would wonder if Teofimo actually believed those words or not. Right, the whole Honduran thing.
It's weird because if he believed it, then like you said, then that's Ernesto instigating, and that's his doing, and that's fucked up because your clickbait bullshit just caused this kid to be disrespectful and get outraged from other people when it shouldn't have been like that. And I could understand how us Mexicans, we get fucking like heated when people comment on our heritage, and I could assume that that's with everyone. So it could be a thing of the moment, like look at me now type of thing, but it could also be an excuse, like people are seeing this is disrespectful, let me just try to deflate a little bit. But it could be either one. I mean, I don't mind Teofimo. I think he is a really good prospect. He's probably going to be a champion soon. I don't have anything to say about his Fortnite dances. I enjoy them. He's funny,
But I think at the end of the day, I think Max Kellerman is just trying to protect Lopez clearly because like he's gonna be on pay-per-view, right? So then you're gonna put highlights before his fight was gonna happen in pay-per-view, and you're gonna actually show the celebration, and he's gonna him like shoveling him, like that's gonna be seen the perception like, hey, that's not like what, like you know what I mean? Like think about that.
And it's crazy how the narrative changes, right? From one guy being like disrespected in that way and rumors being put against him to another guy standing up for his heritage, right? Because that's kind of how it sounded, like, oh, Teofimo was just standing up for his people, right?
Yeah.
We'll see where he goes.
To me, I just feel like he chose, and I said this last week, he chose what character he's going to be, and you see Max kind of trying to switch it up, like, no, you did this. Let's bring you back. Let's bring you back to the light.
That's what I mentioned last week. Like
this is another Angel Danny thing.
Because he made a mistake, right? He's 21 years old, and I said it last week. I thought like the people in his corner would be the first people to tell him, like, you fucked up, say sorry, whatever. At least for the cameras, right? But they didn't even get that.
No, because there hasn't been.
I don't know if you guys saw one of the posts I've made. It was someone from inside the arena, but they're very close. They were at Teofimo Lopez camp or very good, legit fans, from what I assume. But it's right at the moment of the knockout, and they're like talking so much shit. Like they're like, "Oh, fuck him up already, Teofimo." And what I'm thinking is, either these people also believe that was said, or they're just his team who also just want to be like that, just like his dad. So it was so the vibe, because when you go to fight, you're like rooting for, like, oh, kick his ass or come on, but that was like the intensity behind their voices and the tone of voice. It was like hateful, even like very, very hateful. And that's one thing that I was like, Jesus, like they must either, like I said, believe that he did say all this shit,
or we talked about Yes Man a couple of weeks ago.
Yes Man,
Now I remember Chris Rock had like this stand-up before 9/11, and I think it was after 9/11. He was like, when patriotism goes into hatritism, that's kind of like same thing what goes down with heritage. When people call out one another, it turns into hate.
I just don't get what has to go to race or heritage or anything. That's like, call each other bitches and pussies all you want. Like, I think I said this before, like, talk shit about each other or your appearance or whatever. But why?
But I think
because race fuels
but
boxing so much.
Not even that. But that's one thing I wanted to talk to him about. Like, he was on a catch-22 about, if I'm watching him fight, I will want him to stop the fight. In the back of my mind, because he's getting hurt, right? But if he stops the fight by himself, he's going to be labeled as
a quitter.
Quitter, right? And so this is something that I kind of caught me by surprise. Like, he's actually almost feels like he wants somebody besides him to stop the fight, right?
That's why I kind of said, like, I know Lily disagrees, but I feel like a lot of fans would not have been upset if the corner stopped it. If the corner, like, it looks bad if the I guess you can say the fighter.
corner, it looks good. Like
he
how
wanted to
Kell
keep
Brook
going.
got protected against Triple G.
Yeah.
So yes, that's fine. But himself,
I'm not saying
hell
him
no.
that.
Yeah, no.
There's
At
no
first
way.
I thought you meant like
Yeah,
he.
no.
No.
Him himself is not.
If
Pinche
the
Kristen, güey, te va a
corner,
noquear.
if it was a corner, yeah, I think
Yeah.
people would have applauded that decision because of the round prior to him getting knocked out, he was getting tagged
'cause
And
way
that's-
more often.
It's interesting too that he was telling us that, right? Because he was giving us the fighter's perspective. He was saying every time I was going to a corner, I was communicating with them, and he's right. Those are things we don't hear or see, right? You just hear the commentator saying, "Oh, they should stop it. They should stop it." But you know, it's good to have the fighter's perspective because he's actually in there taking the hits. And he said that Teofimo's no Mike Tyson, right? He's not gonna take you out with one punch. Interesting words, I think.
I mean, I think the only thing I kind of disagreed with what Diego said is that he exposed Teofimo. I don't think he said he exposed him, but that he exposed some flaws. He's like younger.
He's
He is
young.
gonna have flaws, but at the same time, I think people knew that Diego was a good match.
Yeah.
It's
veteran.
not that I'm taking anything away from Diego. Like, oh, come on, Diego. We knew that you were gonna lose. No, in the contrary, I think he served the purpose of being the first real challenge for Teofimo.
Yeah.
You know, because he's a legit fighter. He has a lot to bring to the ring. So I don't think as much as I exposed him because he went more rounds with me. I think the promoters and the people knew that this was going to be a really good test for him and it was going to get him rounds because what is knocking guys out in 2 rounds going to do for the kid?
Yeah.
So they knew that now they had to put him against somebody that's legit.
Experience.
And obviously, you know, he came up short, but I think he served his purpose as being Teofimo's legit opponent.
I agree.
Yeah, but that was Magdaleno. Like I said, I'm gonna try to link up all the interviews, the footage of the actual celebration, so you guys can judge for yourselves. But yeah, we're glad he checked in with us, told us his side of the story.
Yeah.
All right, what else do you guys have?
Chris, you want to talk about some Gervonta?
You know, I was thinking about the Davis fight, and I want to ask you a question, just in general. How much will you pay? Like, what would be the price for me to break your nose, Chris? Like, like how much will you pay somebody to break your nose?
How much would I accept for someone to break my nose? Like a minimum?
Yeah.
I'll take out the medical bill.
So therapy.
Right? Man, I don't
Honest
know,
question,
man.
though.
Honest question. I don't know, bro. It's gotta be at least $50K shit. Gonna break my nose.
Interesting, because
Minimum.
So
Minimum.
before
My nose is already fucked up, so go ahead and fuck it up more.
So you take-
I'll get it
I'll
fixed.
pay for someone to fix my shit up.
I'll get my shit fixed.
That's funny because they offered a fight to Jason Velez, like 10 days before the fight was going to happen against Famaris, right, for the replacement.
So
But
Jason
then-
Velez to replace. Okay.
Yeah, for Maris.
Yeah.
But then they ended up choosing Hugo Reese
Yeah.
because his price was $100,000 to fight Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
How much did Velez ask for?
That I don't know, but I do know that he's going to be fighting on March 16th.
Mm-hmm. They just announced.
He just announced that. So he skipped the fight against Davis because he believes that $100,000 is not worth breaking your nose
Yeah,
against
it's
Tank
not.
Davis.
I'll take 50, but I mean, these guys.
That's all I take
That's
away.
like what they do for a living.
Yeah.
It's like us, we need the fucking money.
Yeah, you do, but how of a fighter are you gonna come out after the fight, right?
Exactly.
It's like it could be career.
It could be career ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like nah, thanks. What caught me like, I wasn't there, but I had somebody go for me.
Mm-hmm.
So, the videos they were sending me and stuff, and I was watching them like. I just don't get the, I guess, thought process behind them saying that Gervonta's going to be a big star because he draws in celebrities to the fights.
That was Mayweather. That was there, right?
And
But-
like there was like, so it was Grammys
Yeah.
weekend.
I
But-
don't think they were necessarily there for him.
Not just that,
Oh
but,
shit, boxing fight, LA. All right, cool.
but
After party.
when he obviously, I think Tank is great. I think should he move up? Yeah. I think he's one of the best in the division. But he hasn't been tested yet. Yeah. And I understand we can't give him shit for this because the Mattis had the detached retina, and I get it. That's not his fault. I'm pretty sure it would have been frustrating for him too. But for them to make those type of statements after the fight, like, oh, he's going to be the biggest star in the sport, and how are you going to say that and then say he's going to go fight an exhibition match, which is in boxing? Like, star how? Because they're trying to supposedly build him up to be so big. And Mayweather said, it's like, if there's going to be one guy that's going to be like me, it's going to be this guy. And it's like, well, I guess because he's fighting exhibition matches, because another thing, they're like, oh, there's no rush for the Lomachenko fight, or he's 23, there's no rush, or whatever. What age was Canelo fighting Mayweather?
Exactly.
They
so
asked,
when is like there's these things that he's not ready, but then they judge other people like, oh, like Ryan, that's not the best example, but that's how old is Ryan? 19, 20?
20.
And they're like, oh, well, he needs to fight blah 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 blah, and it's like, okay, there's just a lot of different things in boxing where, like, oh, well, Gervonta's still not, there's no rush, but they do rush other people coming up.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, where's the thought process behind this?
To me, that's just Floyd Mayweather putting on his promoter's
that's
boots.
all it is.
Did you see
you got that one?
You gotta put that pick up, bro. Yeah.
I'm putting it up for sure. 50 Cent has some interesting posts.
Yeah. But I think with Floyd Mayweather, though, they somebody from Floyd Mayweather's camp, they asked him the question, like, what's the craziest thing you ever been around with Floyd Mayweather, like, in his time? And they asked him his previous exhibition fight. Apparently, when he was done with that fight, they grabbed the purse, the money, they got in the airplane, and then they left. Like, there was no time to be there to kick it or anything like that. They just left. So all they're trying to do is just go in, have Tank Davis, get your money, steal the money, and leave, and that's it. There's nothing more to it. But as far as, like, who you want Tank Davis to fight next, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but PBC actually recently signed Gamboa.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's something that they're lining up with somewhere in July.
They just announced Gamboa versus Comey, I think.
I heard something about that. Is it official?
I don't think it's official yet, but it's like in the works.
The guy that has the other 135 belt?
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Gamboa.
Yeah, because he's out of the Loma fight.
Yeah, and then Gamboa, I mean, he's older, but he's still game.
Still game is a name.
When
was the last time he fought?
He got a decision that shouldn't have been his.
That was what, like 2 years ago?
That was his last fight.
I think I watched.
When is that fight gonna happen?
I don't know. I just read it.
Because if I'm Lomachenko, I'll be pissed.
Yeah, because he said he couldn't fight.
Yeah.
What? Like, does that not?
Let him hold his belt for a little bit longer.
Jeez.
Let him keep
Does that not ring
like?
Don't be surprised if he fails a drug test, dude.
Which one?
On purpose. That one guy, just to avoid Lomachenko.
Oh, let me just take some of this meat.
The thing is, okay,
tacos.
with Gervonta and Lomachenko, it's interesting because we know that would be a really, really good fight, especially because Gervonta has that power, and we know that he's bigger, and Loma's testing waters at 135, so that's why it's interesting. But to me, I think Loma already won the fight in the discipline. Like, he's an athlete, he's disciplined, he
Davis didn't even make weight.
Yeah, it's the second time that he doesn't make weight.
Yeah.
And it's just like things like that. Those are the type of little things that, in my opinion, are the game changer already.
But the thing is, like, if you follow Floyd Mayweather,
it depends on the power and if he can take his punches.
But I'm not even gonna
because we haven't seen him get hit yet.
No.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
because he doesn't let anybody get
a
hit
single second, or even talking about Tank Davis in that matter. Because when I think about Davis, I'm never gonna equate the word risk in that camp. They're never gonna take risk. No. That's not going to happen.
But I want that Lomachenko fight.
Yeah.
But at the same, I mean, we talked about this before. We feel like Lomachenko's small. Like, he's small. But Gio just said it. He hasn't been hit because he's fucking slick and no one catches him. But the thing is, when they do.
I don't know if I meant it like that.
When they do catch him.
I meant like he hasn't really fought anybody who really hit him.
Well, he hasn't even fought since last April. You can't hit when you can't fight. No, I'm talking about Davis.
Oh, so we're talking about Lomachenko.
He's slick from not fighting.
I'm talking about Davis.
We're talking about Davis.
You're talking Davis.
Yeah.
You said Davis had never been hit.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant Lomachenko had never hit.
We're saying.
My bad. I'm like,
saying,
he doesn't let anyone.
You're like, because he's slick. I'm like, is Davis slick?
No,
well,
Lomachenko,
he
his
is
footwork,
slick.
you know?
No, he's slick. It's just that he doesn't fight.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like, look at. I know, obviously, Lomachenko has been through, like, the last fight, especially at 135, have been, like, telling of maybe you should fucking go back down.
Yeah.
But I think he's because of those fights, he's better prepared for someone like Tank now.
Yeah.
Because he's been through those fights with these guys who really did test him, and maybe they were not the biggest punchers like Tank is, like as a threat like that, but he already tested the waters there in that division and how he can manage the weight. Tank, what has he been doing?
Yeah.
Knocking guys out like
That are not like their mismatch. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's what a lot of people miss when they.
I mean, Loma did fight one big puncher in Walters. That one was very telling. So.
I mean, Walters was like 2 years inactive, but that was
That's
still
his
like.
fault. That's his fault.
But I was still like, ooh, like that was probably one of my biggest, like, ooh, this fight's gonna be good, and then he quits, and I'm like, oh my god, what the fuck?
We were here when he fought Nonito, remember? We were here.
Yep.
We were like, damn, this guy can hit, apparently.
We'll see what happens with Gervonta and when this fucking exhibition is.
Yes, so supposedly in April, right? That's what Mayweather said in Japan. He's supposed to fight Pacquiao's little brother like he fought last time. Same guy. But yeah, that was that. I heard there was still pretty good attendance here at the stuff. I'm not going to call it by its new name.
Yeah,
Well, part of the reason is because nobody maybe were asking for the refunds.
I heard you couldn't get refunds. Like some people were saying.
That's illegal, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Unless you want to put it on the resale market, and then you're messed up in the resale market.
Oh, it's illegal to get a refund.
It's illegal to not get a refund. Especially because the terms, if they change the fighter. Because even with big-ass fights, like with Canelo Triple G, when that shit fell off, they had to give people their money back. So I would and that's big fights. So I can only assume that it's even more so with, like, just regular fights. The thing is, too, a lot of people are saying that, this is just from boxing people, you know, like on Twitter. I don't know. I'm not going to say it was me or anything. People were saying, because I wasn't there, people were saying that those tickets for those celebrities were comped. Like, they're like, oh, come down. You're already in LA. Just come over.
I'm sure they were.
That's
it's
how
not
it works.
like they bought their own tickets.
I'm pretty sure, like Shaq, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who else was there? You know, all the celebrities were there for the Wilder and Fury fight. They were all there.
Yeah,
like, I'm pretty sure they didn't buy the tickets. They were all there because just do us a favor, tweet about it, put it on Instagram.
That's how it works, right?
That's how it works.
Basketball too.
Yeah, that's how it is. If I ever see a celebrity, I'm gonna ask him. Like, even Halle Berry was at the fight against Clarissa Shields, and I'm like,
She looked like she was sleepy as hell.
Right?
She looked
like in like her sweats and stuff. Yeah.
I saw Floyd one time at a Clippers game, and his security team was sitting like next to us. And then at halftime, they would go down there with him. So I'm like, oh, these fools couldn't get tickets.
No, for the Halle Berry or at that event, they were like, "Oh, she looks great." I was like, "Where?"
I know, no offense, but I saw it too. Like, oh, this woman, she looks great. She doesn't age, and I'm like, I didn't even recognize her. She's not ugly. I think she's beautiful.
Yeah,
no, she's beautiful.
She fell off.
Like she's
No,
but I just didn't recognize her. Because she wasn't like. I mean, how are we exposed to her in the media?
I actually,
she didn't look like that.
Yeah.
She's still beautiful. I think she's fucking gorgeous.
Yeah.
But I didn't recognize her.
Didn't recognize her. That's all.
She looked like she was sleepy. Probably because that was not the best, most exciting card.
I took a picture of her and Gerald Miller side by side.
We'll link it up.
Yeah. See, she just looks like she
just woke up.
She's there like.
She's just chilling.
She's chilling. She's there and she's making active presence.
Yeah, so besides that fight on Saturday, Tank Davis, the next day, it was that same day, you have Alberto Machado, right, being upset.
Yeah.
So Machado made $200,000 in that fight, and the other guy made $75,000, and he was a 15-1 underdog in that fight. So what do you guys think about that fight?
It's kind of shocking
because
I personally like Machado's style, but at the same time, he was, I think, the next hope for Puerto Rico. Because right now there's not many.
It was Felix Verdejo, but then Machado, but then nobody.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, who now? Now who do we look for like to represent Puerto Rico? You know?
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know a whole lot about this. I didn't know, honestly, not a whole lot of his opponent. But when I saw the fight and I saw how he was fighting, I was like, man, he's one of those guys that are under the radar and just
come and demolish you. Yeah.
Any given day.
And just took 4 rounds, and he got knocked down in the first.
He got knocked down first, yeah.
And usually you'd think, oh, there's one, the other one's gonna come soon, and the fight just changed. And I didn't know that he worked at a gas station.
Also, a lot of
Who
fighters.
works at a gas station?
Cancio.
Doing what?
Yeah, he actually told his boss that if I win the bill, I'll take Monday, the day off.
Man, take the whole week off, man.
Shit, bitch.
By
I'm
the
down.
gas station.
And this one's a real gasoline station, right, Joe?
Oh my God. Back to that.
Never forget.
Trauma.
Good times.
Yeah. No, that was
Just stop it.
his one opportunity.
Stop.
He seized it. He took. But yeah, no, that was
on Saturday, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Saturday.
that was the same day. But
Yes.
like I was gonna say, I think you like a fighter like Machado, or just any fighter. Maybe you don't know how they respond to being knocked down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, once they get knocked down, especially if that was his first time being knocked down, it kind of maybe you
Yeah.
get paranoid, especially someone who's
Well, we
not
saw that
used
happen,
to
right,
getting
Gio?
like hit like that. Maybe it's like, oh shit, like fuck, I got hit, and now he's paranoid, and I think that leaves you prone to getting.
That's
knocked
the
out.
thing with Tyson Fury. When he got knocked out, he understand that he needed to be on the floor because he didn't know how his legs were gonna react after he gets up. Just imagine like a 7-foot guy almost getting up, all that weight,
Yeah.
boom.
He like kind of like did this little shift
Yeah.
thing.
He was smart.
Yeah.
He like lifted himself up with his hands.
Yeah, because
He's like walked over.
when I first did the ringside commentating with these guys the first time, it was in the second fight. Some guy got knocked out badly, and when he was getting up, he looked like how did we describe it, Chris?
Oh man,
Like the
noodles.
dancing balloons.
You ever seen those car dealers blimps that goes like this?
Oh my God.
No,
That's what he did.
it was bad.
He tried to get up, like he got knocked down. He tried to get up right
Right
The
away.
away.
first second.
Oh
And
no.
he did like
The
a
weight.
dance, and then he hit the turnbuckle.
Yeah,
He just like fell backwards because
Yeah.
and it's an experience on his part, you know,
Yeah.
instead
Oh,
of
no.
He was
taking the
young.
time to get up
Yeah.
the way Fury did. He just
Mhm.
got up right away, and his
And
legs
he
were
had
gone.
his eyes were open, like, and he's like, poor thing.
bloody hell.
You Dasa, what is it? Dasa. You Dasa.
But Sunday there was fights too, right?
Oh yeah.
You were texting us about it,
Mm-hmm.
Christian.
I was with family now. It's like I was watching the soccer game before, and they were flipping the channels. And I was like, "There's a fight tonight."
Soccer game Las Chivas.
Somebody Santos.
I got another ESPN trial just to watch it because I was on my way back from Ensenada.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, I have my laptop. I
No.
use my hotspot. I'm like, oh, so I'm like, fuck, I don't have ESPN Plus. I just made like another account.
I'll give you mine. I still have it. I forget to cancel it, but
I don't know, that fight, I don't think
Well, let's talk about-
Ramirez won.
You guys want to talk about that one or Beltran first?
Oh, Beltran.
Yeah.
I saw the knockout.
Ooh,
Let's start with that one.
yes. I got so like that ending fucked me up so much that I forgot. Beltran, good shit, Beltran.
Yeah, good
his
shit.
opponent was undefeated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hiroki Okada. He was 19-0. He took his first loss against Beltran. Was it
That's one of
seventh
those
round?
things that's
Ninth
experience.
round? Ninth round? Knockout.
Something like that, yeah.
No, I don't watch it, so you guys.
Oh, good. I just think good shit for him to come back like this and not be. I mean, he's a fight veteran, so he's
Yeah.
not going to be faced by losing or
Mhm.
getting, knocked out or whatever. So I do like that. It was against someone undefeated, so
Mhm.
it gives you that much credibility. Like, hey, I'm still in the
Yeah.
game. I'm still a name. I'm still somebody you want to fight.
Yeah.
If you need a test, I'm here. If I need to try for another title again, I'm here too,
Yeah.
and I'm game. And I think that's really nice. I mean, the division itself is kind of like.
That was
fun.
at
Yeah.
140, right?
Was
Was
it
it?
at 140?
I think so.
I'm not sure, but there's a reason why I'm saying this. But you remember when Charlo fought Lubin?
Mm-hmm. And he like folded him like a
He
chair.
folded him in a
Yeah.
chair, right? He just recently fought, right? He got paid $41,000 on this fight.
Lubin?
Lubin, yeah, this past Saturday.
I didn't see that fight. What was he? Obviously.
He won.
That was the only fight I watched.
That's
this
the
whole
only fight
weekend.
I saw.
This whole
Exactly.
weekend.
Same thing, because
Wow.
it was on YouTube,
Yeah.
live free. And it was a good
Okay.
fight, too.
I turned on my TV.
It was on YouTube?
Yeah, it was on.
Yes.
They had like the undercards on YouTube, Showtime's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
So Lubin made 41,000. This is the fight after he got defeated against Charlo. So you just imagine how your value is. Ray Beltran made $35,000 in this fight.
What?
Damn.
That's it?
How do they come up with this shit?
For real? That's
Freaking
peanuts,
Bob.
man. And he's 37. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
You guys want to know how much the other fighter made?
Like $2,000.
30,000.
So
Jose-
only a
Oh, wait. Lubin's or Beltran's?
Beltran made 35,000, and the other guy that he fought, Okada, made 30,000.
Man, yeah.
And Jose Ramirez made 700,000, and Jose Cepeda made 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah, but
Hometown,
that,
I guess. But that's a big disparity right there, man.
Yeah, the Lubin fight, he actually stopped Isha Smith. First time he ever gets stopped.
Yeah.
Man, he showed good power, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Now, Jack Reese was the
Ref.
and I saw him reffing the next day too.
Yeah.
Right? I think he
stays
reffed.
busy.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
reffed Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So he
That's
probably
lit.
made more money than these guys.
Wow.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's fucked up.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've looked up on like some of these refs on BoxRec, and they have a whole like month, all these weekends filled up. Sometimes Thursdays too. Like,
And speaking of reps, you know, on that Max Box show, Max Kellerman was putting the blast on the Texas Commission because they were saying that the referees, one of the referees was actually the father owns the Texas Commission.
the fudge.
Yeah, so that's the reason why he's actually a referee. Inside game, dude. Bird Box. Nepotism.
You wouldn't put your son?
Fingerprints.
You wouldn't hire your son?
In my job, no. I would never want my
As a ref? Yeah, I'm like, go ahead. Handle.
no.
Keep it in the house.
Because you could get
Yeah,
get
dude.
punched. Did you saw when Deontay Wilder fought? What's his name? Stabern. How he was riding him like a pony. Like, you remember that?
Wait, what?
The referee.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I remember that.
That's why even Teddy Alex said you need to buy insurance if you're the referee if you're fighting against
Oh,
Wilder because
yeah.
he could swing anywhere from any angle
Yeah.
from Alabama.
You know which one's dangerous? The kickboxers. I see a bunch of videos always pop up about kickboxing refs. Like they try to come in and stop him, they get kicked in the
Yeah.
face.
Fuck, that could break your fucking jaw real quick. Hell no. Hell no.
All right, so what do you want to talk about next?
What about these announcements?
Announcements?
Fights coming up. So we have Joshua fighting Big Baby Miller. Do you have the date for that, Chris?
That's June 1st.
Okay. What do you guys think about that fight?
It's not the Wilder fight, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have much rather have the Wilder fight, but I don't think Baby Miller is like
They don't want
a
it.
bad
Yeah.
name.
At least he's a
it's,
name.
It's good.
He's a big boy, man.
He
He's
is.
fucking
The
huge.
comments were like tripping me out because Josh was like, "Oh yeah, I want a bite of that apple," and then Baby Miller's like, "I'm gonna turn him into Kool-Aid," and I don't know what that means, but it sounds dangerous. Like he's gonna turn him, and he called him a sweet and low English muffin,
That's funny.
and I'm like, "What's this? All this talk about food, but
They're hungry.
I want to
Have you
take
seen
a bite
Miller?
of that
Big
apple."
guys.
Have you seen Miller?
And he's like, "You sweet and low
They are heavy.
we gotta
English
check their
muffin."
the advertisers on their trunks.
And-
I think it'll make sense on fight night. If it's like Dunkin' Donuts or something, you'll be like, all right, that makes sense.
English.
Sweet and low English muffin, and I'm gonna turn you into Kool-Aid. I'm like,
Nah, this Gerald Miller, Anthony Joshua is probably the worst kept secret for the zone. Like everybody saw this
everyone
coming.
knew.
Everybody knew
That's
it.
when they're like, "Oh, confirmed." And then some
Yeah.
Instagram page that I don't like. I'm not gonna say who. They were like,
Fuck that.
"Oh, I told you guys 2 weeks ago." I'm like, "Bitch, everyone knew."
Yeah.
Like, this isn't some exclusive shit you
I hate
put
when
out.
people do.
Everyone knew this.
And not
like,
even that, like he was in the main event in January 13th for the zone, and they pulled. Remember, I brought this up. They pulled him out because obviously that was going to happen. But
yeah, you
props,
said that last time.
But
Yeah.
but props to Gerald Miller because like he was withholding millions because he was not taking the first deal because he knows that the zone is pressuring Anthony Joshua to come to the United States.
Yeah.
He's the only American in the zone as a heavyweight to fight Anthony Joshua. The other guy is from a different network, so he was holding out for more millions. So
Smart.
that's why sometimes $100,000 is not worth it.
Oh damn, the UK fans are gonna be at Madison Square. Just
Yeah, it's just over the pond. Yeah.
they're gonna
They'll
be
split up.
here, and it's just gonna be UK fans. It's
Yeah.
gonna be crazy.
That's why I was hoping that Lomachenko. I hope that date doesn't get canceled, the April date, because he's supposed to fight Krolla,
On the
who
12th.
was from England.
Yeah, they're
Mhm.
postponing
Manchester.
the purse bid by next week.
So I hope that happens here in LA.
Yeah.
It is.
Bring the English fans over here.
Mm-hmm.
From what I know, it is.
Yeah. Well, the one that was supposed to happen was against Comey, but things have been changing. Hopefully, they don't change the date and the venue.
Yeah. So I'll ask you guys early predictions though for that Joshua Miller. How many rounds?
Plus 475 for Miller, and Joshua is minus 600 for that fight. So I'll probably say like 5 rounds, Joshua.
Do Lily?
También, I don't think it goes past 6. But it's different. It's weird though, because after I saw Joshua with Parker, I thought that fight was really boring, and now I'm like, is this fight gonna be boring? You know, even though he did great against Povetkin, even though Povetkin hurt him first, but that was an entertaining fight.
Yeah, I think it's good.
But now I'm just like, I think it's gonna be entertaining.
Not in the ring, outside the ring.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm scared that it's gonna be boring.
Yeah.
But I do have Joshua.
It's only gonna be
6th.
So what that means is that within a month, on May 4th, you'll be able to get free subscription for Canelo, and then you'll be able to see free Anthony Joshua within that 1 month. That's not bad.
It's a good time to subscribe.
Get your emails, guys.
It's about subscribing
Get your emails.
in season.
That's
Remember
all,
your
Chris?
AOL passwords.
So
Chris,
AJ
you
is
still use AOL.
Aim.
Aim,
Aim.
the sidekick.
AJ's 22-0, 21 knockouts. Miller 23-0-1, 20 knockouts.
Yeah.
Should be interesting.
Should be interesting.
By
Miller
the
is from
numbers
Brooklyn,
is interesting.
so let's see if he can.
Home turf.
Yeah.
That don't mean shit in boxing, but
It doesn't.
unless you're Jose Ramirez. But
Right.
other than that, with heavyweights,
Yeah.
that don't mean shit.
Yeah, we skipped that fight. You guys want to talk about Jose Ramirez? Severa?
Not much other than it was a very entertaining fight.
Yeah.
Like, it was a really good fight, and both the guys were doing well. They're both
Should I
warriors,
go back
but
and watch it?
I had it wasn't like a shutout, but I did have Cepeda up by
Yeah.
one or two rounds.
Yeah, I saw him winning a lot of the early rounds, like clearly.
And he did get tired towards the end, but I feel like he outlanded Ramirez, and people were just underestimating him because he had a loss and people just don't know who the fuck he is. But he had already had a title shot, which was like he lost because of a shoulder injury. But at the same time, it kind of made you think of how Ramirez is going to do against somebody else, another champion. Yeah. But that's it. Like, it's nothing to respect. And it's a common thing that I've seen on the comments on every social network that posts a picture on it. Like, oh, well, we don't think... Even in the WBC posted, like, a picture of him, like, after, like, oh, still champion. People are like, yeah, he lost. Like, he didn't win that fight. But it's hometown. It's just the home... It wasn't that wide of a scorecard, in my opinion. Like, but I still think Cepeda outboxed him completely. Yeah. And that brought me back to what Gio said before. I used to think that, like, you have to do something super spectacular to, like, defeat the champs. Like, no, you just got to win the rounds.
You just got to win the rounds, yeah.
And it's
Make him
true.
look bad.
And I'm like, and I was thinking about that. I'm like, oh, shit, like, it's true what Gio said.
Yeah. Just win the rounds. You make him look bad.
You win round by round. You don't be like, you don't already give him, like...
The fight. Yeah.
Like, because, oh, no, he didn't do enough, sorry. Like, he did. And I knew that he wasn't going to get a decision because he didn't have the power like that to knock anybody out. But I was impressed by his boxing and his southpaw. Yeah. Obviously, the southpaw stance gives everybody problems, but he boxed very nicely, and he should have been champion. But, hometown decision, it's nothing new in boxing, and the world goes on.
Yeah, to me, he made him look bad. He made him miss a lot, too. It just... He did not just win the rounds, but you made the champ look bad. You made the champ have to dig deep, like, the last rounds to kind of, make the judges, like, give you a reason to give you the fight. Yeah. So, yeah, it just sucks that he kind of...
At least, the scorecards weren't wide either. Yeah. I think one was, like, 116, 112, and I was like, bro. But the other ones were, like, 115, 113. I think both of the other ones were.
One of them was a draw. One of them started a draw, so that's...
Yeah, so, but like, the 116 one, I was like, bro... Other than that,
I was like, as long as I didn't see 118.
Yeah, 118.
I was like, okay, 116, I kind of get it.
Yeah, it's not that bad. So, life goes on.
All right, you guys want to talk about the other fight that got announced, Chris?
Oh, geez, man. I've been waiting for this fight since November 17. Obviously, you know why, Chris. But the thing is, like, I can't recall another women's boxing fight that has like a magnitude of, oh yeah, for sure I gotta watch this fight. So for this fight to actually happen, like, I give so much respect for Showtime to show some love to actually have them like headline that fight is good, because this fight is for undisputed. So Shields has 3 belts for the 160, and then Christina Hammer has the other one. And this fight was supposed to happen on November 17, but it got postponed because something happened with
Christina.
Yeah, which I'm not gonna talk about what it was, but what do you think about that, Lily?
I think that's boxing history. And I'm a girl, so I'm like, fuck yes. Like, I'm really excited. Because, I mean, HBO made history with Cecilia Braekhus having her on the card, having, like, mostly all women's card.
Yeah.
But to me, I don't think they wanted to make history. Like, it was just like, yeah, whatever, it's our last show.
Just
Fuck
do
it.
Yeah.
You know? But this is big. These are 2 champions, and not just paper champs. These girls.
Yeah, they can fight.
They can fight. And I think I said it before in another show. The competition right now with women is hard.
Mm-hmm.
There's like girls who are badasses up here. There's a big gap between the girls and weight classes too. But these are 2 girls, same weight class, both badasses, both can hurt each other.
Yeah.
But what's funny about this is that on Friday, so Max Kellerman has like this thing where you can ask him any questions and he'll respond to you on Twitter. And Clarissa Shields asked him a question, and it was a question regarding when will women be able to get paid as the same thing with men. Turns out 3 days later, when you have fights like this is when the money will come, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got pissed off because I saw the response. They're like, "Oh, when you guys are as entertaining as men." Like, men are fucking boring. Like,
do you know
who said that?
Nah, that's
guys
not.
in the comment section, like, they're like, "Oh, whenever you
just
guys are
trolling.
entertaining." I'm like, bro, like,
No, but you know why I give
fuck
so
you,
much?
first of all.
Yeah, like ask a woman boxer, who do you spar with?
men.
Exactly.
They spar with men.
And I heard Shields.
Literally.
Yeah, I heard Shields
They
had
spar with
recently sparred with Spence too. You heard about that?
With who?
Spence.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah.
Like, I would fucking pay money to see that shit. Yeah, I know because
But who do you have winning that fight though?
fuck, I have to give it to Clarissa because she's the Olympian.
Yeah, she's a pedigree. Yeah.
You know, she has that behind her belt. And it's going to be tough though because
a lot of people have Hammer winning this fight.
I don't think so because you know, Clarissa, she fought Anna Gabriels, and wasn't Anna Gabriels also an Olympian? And she made her look stupid.
Yeah.
I was there. That was at the first Kovalev Ward fight, and it was her
that.
pro debut. That was Clarissa Shields' pro debut. And she fought somebody who was also an Olympian and made her look dumb as fuck. No offense. But, like, she just toyed with her. So, I like Hammer. I think she's great. She's a legit fucking champion. But I think the difference here is going to be the background of being an Olympian, and I do think that Shields is more aggressive.
Yeah. For me, I'll be honest, I need to see some tape of both of them, and then I'll give you guys a more,
Yeah, of course.
But so far right now, I see Shields more hungry. Like, she really wanted this fight. Like, when you go off and you're on YouTube calling somebody out, that kind of shows.
Yeah. When I talked to her, she's like, "Oh, well, I was supposed to fight her already, but she got sick. So get on sick so we can fight."
Like, you
and
can
I'm
tell she
damn,
wanted the fight.
And that's another thing. She like you said, she's hungry for this. So, and she's more aggressive. She's catty in the ring. She's very catty in the ring, outside the ring too. But I love Clarissa Shields in that way. That I know she has controversy about other shit, but as a fighter, I think she's great. And so is Hammer. I think she just knocked out. I think she fought on Saturday, right? On Friday, she knockout. So both these girls, I think Hammer has a bigger KO ratio. But this fight, I hope, gets the ball rolling for women being a normal thing in like boxing, even if it's undercards. Who cares? But because, on TV, on telecast.
Even Katie
just
Taylor.
for it to be normal.
Yeah, watch her fight. Katie Taylor too. She's won, Chris. But also, Michaela is going to be fighting on ESPN this Friday from Top Rank, so she'll be on the spotlight. But and not that we'll talk about these women later on, but I almost feel like a proud father, dude. Honestly, I don't know why, but for Gio and Chris, like, this is kind of interesting. So in this undercard against Santa Cruz, we're gonna have 2 fighters that we had previously commentated for their fights.
Is it who I think it
Jose
is?
Perez and also Jerry Perez. So how do you guys feel about that? Like, these guys are in the
That's
spotlight.
the only reason why I was kind of looking into the tickets.
And I'll probably go to that fight, honestly, because it's $30. Don't pay it online.
Which one's $30?
The Santa Cruz fight.
$30?
Yeah.
That's
not bad.
not bad. That's perfect for casuals because casuals want to see fucking putazos nonstop.
That's true.
But even
There's a
fight.
bunch of fights.
It's
too.
not on Sunday, right?
Did you see the lineup?
I saw the lineup.
A bunch of
But
fights.
PBC fights always have like a
I
shit ton of
expect
fights.
it to be a sellout because before that they're gonna have
The Mikey thing?
Spence and Mikey Garcia press conference. So That'll be the first time we'll be able to see how they're both doing with their weights. But other than that, there is not that much more to talk about boxing. Besides, there is a fight on Friday on ESPN, and then on Saturday, Santa Cruz. Yeah. So, anything you want to talk about, Lily?
Like predictions?
No, anything, just in general.
Anything in boxing?
It's a slow week.
Not really. I think I'm waiting for like Golovkin.
Yeah.
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah, where is he?
Where are you, Golovkin? I miss him. It just sucks. Like, where are you?
There's always like
show yourself.
There's always like teases that like he's about to sign or
yeah.
or somebody
People are like,
knows
next week. Like,
next week.
okay.
It's like stay tuned.
Next
Next
week.
episode.
And it's like Dragon Ball Z. They're gonna take fucking forever.
For real.
But I miss him. Like, it's weird not
Yeah.
having him around because he was so active. And not just that, even if he wasn't fighting, he was very active.
Yeah.
Just I don't think I even seen him post anything on social media.
Yeah,
But the thing
I haven't
is
seen
that
anything.
He's
he's
like ghost.
suing his managers.
Oh yeah.
So that's what's delaying everything right now.
Mhm.
And other than that, I don't know. If I was Triple G and I said this like long time ago after the Canelo fight, he should have retired. But nah. Any guys want to take away with Santa Cruz fighting this Saturday? Nothing.
Any takeaways?
Any takeaways?
I'm gonna try to watch it somewhere.
It's on Fox.
Yeah.
I think the best fight in that is probably gonna be Molina.
Oh, that's gonna be war.
That's gonna be like the
Against
most
Figueroa?
entertaining one.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's
mean,
gonna
not
be
that
good.
Leo is
That's blood
entertaining.
sport.
We know Leo is entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
but competitive wise, of who's gonna keep up,
What do you guys got?
that's the fight.
What do you guys have?
Omar Figueroa.
Figueroa is younger,
Molina loses to everybody.
but he gives good fights though.
Yeah, it gets good fights and it makes it entertaining.
Yeah.
Football
Against
season.
Matisse, remember?
Yeah, that was good.
Fuck, that was a good ass fight.
Yeah.
You can't never say that he's boring or anything. That's what I want to watch. I don't care who wins.
Yeah, when I see him like at our fights, I talk to him because I appreciate his like
Yeah,
his
style.
fights. Yeah. Gio's just like just
I walked by
Molina.
him so many times.
It's
It's kind of
just
messed
John
up.
looks like a skater. He's like just John Molina. I'm gonna go sit down.
I think I saw him at the
Skater.
Staples Center, like coming out of the restroom. I was
Yeah.
just like, whatever. Keep
He's like-
walking.
Yeah, Gio sees him like a Jesse Vargas. Like,
But I like Molina's style better
Yeah.
than Jesse Vargas any
Yeah.
day.
Like, I wanted to go see that Ortiz Molina fight. It was on a Sunday.
Mhm.
I was gonna go drive just to see that, to see who would give
Fucking
in
victim.
first. But
I think
Oh yeah, it got delayed, huh? Because
Well,
Ortiz
'cause
got
Ortiz
into
got
yeah.
sexual assault charges.
yeah.
Yeah, but talking about Jesse Vargas, he's supposed to be on Beat the Count.
Mm.
He was supposed to be there last weekend, but I think he was doing the commentary for DAZN the previous night,
Yeah.
so he didn't make it. Yeah, and the irony, we won a Teofimo Lopez signed glove.
When are you guys gonna get it?
I don't know. He's like, hey, come on the show to get it. So we'll stay tuned. Yeah, he goes live. He actually has his podcast live on Sundays, like
Mhm.
afternoons. Whenever I can, I try to tune in.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
We'll go one of these weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should go the day that we have the fights because he usually goes and takes pictures. and
Yeah,
stuff.
like the
When are
next.
you guys gonna do another commentary?
March 15th. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe
Thursday?
so. Friday.
Friday.
It's Friday.
Mm.
So a day before the Mikey fight.
Oh shit, that's
Yeah.
right. Mm.
So Chris is gonna go for sure to that. He's gonna comment at the fights and then he's gonna go. I'm still in doubt, but yeah.
Is it at the Quiet Cannon, the fights?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Montebello.
Te veo.
We'll keep you guys updated with that.
Yeah, join us, Lily. You have a
I'm
date?
down. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down. I don't have a job anymore.
So yeah, any other news, guys?
I think that's it for this week.
Yeah.
We'll save some stuff for next week. You guys have any shout outs?
It's my son's birthday on Saturday. That's why I'm not going to the Leo fight. So happy birthday, Aiden.
Oh, how old?
7. And I got kind of like fuck when I saw that it was the Mikey and Spence presser
Yeah.
because I wanted to fucking go, but I'm like fuck, he wants a party.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like shit. I'm like, how can I get like, because he loves Mikey Garcia because they have the same last name, I guess, but he loves him. So I was kind of be like, hey Aiden, I'm like, this is gonna happen. Let's go and I'll take you somewhere. No, he
Yeah.
said on having a party, so I'm like, okay, I guess I'm missing that. Oh well, but
So
happy
happy
birthday!
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday, Aiden.
Yeah, I'll probably go to that though.
You should.
Yeah, I think I am.
You should. Now you guys can get like a feel. I know obviously Mikey's still small because he's short, but look at the difference of how he is a little bit more swole now.
Yeah, he is. He's a little bit bigger.
To me, see that firsthand.
To me, shout out to my cousin. Sorry guys, I put you under a lot of stress today. But yeah, no, I'm really proud of him. He is pushing his team the farthest they've ever gone in soccer varsity history.
Ooh.
So yeah, they are into the semifinals.
Say the school's name, dude.
Cabrillo High School. So yeah, he leads them in minutes. He leads them in goals. He's like the school's.
He's a star.
Yeah, he's a star. So yeah, semifinals they play Saturday. So yeah, I'll be there supporting him.
Oh,
They might win.
At what time?
No, they're gonna let us know. But
Oh, so you're gonna miss the fight.
It should be early. Maybe around. I think it's at 3 p.m. So
Oh, you'll be good.
have time. I'll miss some of the prelims, but it's cool.
Catch him later.
Yeah, well, shout out to Beat the Count podcast. Check it out. It's a boxing podcast. Shout out. Check out ChicanoBoxing.com. Chicano Boxing on Instagram. Check out Against the Ropes on Instagram as well. Once again, thanks to Diego Magdaleno for checking in, for his insight on that controversy. You guys watching NBA All-Star Weekend at all?
Oh heck yeah! Let me see that. That's when
I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna just stay home and watch the Lil fight and then watch the.
Oh, that's this week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna have the 3-point contest Saturday and dunk contest. You're gonna watch? You guys are watching?
Your mic's on sharp. You just joined us, bro.
Did y'all see that? I know Chris saw the teams.
Which ones?
The LeBron
Team
and
LeBron.
Giannis teams.
Oh.
I was like laughing throughout the entire time. Well, Greek freak doesn't know how to pick players.
Oh, he's
In my opinion.
yeah.
LeBron got all the free agents.
LeBron got
Damn.
Well, Giannis was saying he was trying to pick like the world team. That's why he got all the Europeans.
They're about to get smoked.
You know, the 3-point contest is really good. I think I'm gonna watch that. It's Kemba, Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Seth Curry, Chris Middleton, Joe Harris, Danny Green, Dirk Nowitzki, Damian Lillard, and Buddy Hield.
Damn, Dirk Nowitzki giving it one last time.
Dude, I saw a comment. I saw a picture, and I saw a comment on that picture that said, "Man, Nowitzki's not even gonna make it all the way around."
He's probably
That's
gonna
hilarious,
pick
bro.
up an injury on his way to his third.
Yeah. That was always fun to watch, man. Whoever gets hot,
Yeah.
usually it takes, right? Like, you could be like the best one like in the league, but if you don't get hot, you
Yeah.
get cold.
I want to see how Seth Curry does, the little brother of Steph Curry.
He's even known for his 3-point shooting. Is he?
He's good in the video game.
Oh, gosh.
Which one? Like NBA Live.
Yeah, I think that's all we got for this week.
Oh, you know what? Let me talk about something else. Chino Maidana coming back. You guys feel about that?
No.
Did you guys see that?
He said no.
He looked like
No,
he was on
that's-
drugs.
Wait, what?
He looked like he was high on something.
Oh, in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Possibly.
No. He was on sunglasses. I don't. Well,
He
That's a
was on
sign, dude.
He wasn't wearing sunglasses on the bathtub.
I didn't see that picture.
I thought he was.
He's not wearing sunglasses in the bathtub.
Not the one I
That's-
saw. I think you posted it on
Yeah,
Chicano
he's
Boxing.
not. Yeah, he's not wearing sunglasses, and he's like talking very slowly, and his eyes are super glossy, and I'm like. And he's saying that, he got a 3-fight deal with PBC for a nice amount of money, which only validates people that were saying that he's only coming back because he's running out of money. And he's going to fight. I think the biggest thing is he's going to fight at 147. I'm like, bro, the fuck are you doing?
Can he make 147?
That's why.
do you
Like, that's
see
dangerous, I
Who do you see
think.
them putting him in with first?
Probably like
Remember Chino Maidana, right?
C-level
He's like
PBC
200 pounds
guys?
right now, dude.
So who
You know
who do
who?
you think?
It was so heavy.
The first name
someone
that
like
He
Andre
needs to fight at
Berto.
140.
yeah, someone like Berto.
Berto.
Josecito?
No, because that's in
No, 'cause
Garcia's
that's
camp.
Garcia's camp. I don't think they would do that.
Mhm.
Fucked up Broner, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Broner even again? A Broner
That
rematch?
would be-
You know,
that
people
one
would, yes.
sell.
That
Yes.
would
I would watch it.
Yeah, I would watch that.
I'm
Yeah.
God damn.
On God and them, we would tune in.
That's the
I know
best
we
thing.
said that we wouldn't tune in with Broner anymore, but this is the
one,
exception.
just
yeah.
because this one has a little ass.
Dry humping part 2. No, I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And then maybe imagine if they give him a Mayweather fight again.
I like the first one. The first one was
Oh yeah, I think
Man.
he
He had a
like
good
edges
chance.
it out the first time.
I think he just gassed out at the end, or else he could have.
The second one, Floyd had him all figured
Yeah.
out already. Floyd's
Yeah,
a
so
king of
anybody against-
adapting,
yeah.
and that's.
Yeah. But yeah, Maidana coming back makes it like so interesting.
We'll see.
There aren't any Argentinian fighters right now, huh?
Yeah.
We're on top.
No, tampoco.
Yeah.
They are retired.
Yeah, Martinez.
One's coming back.
The thing is, like, what kind of Maidana are we getting back? Are we getting back the?
I don't think he can be the same.
I don't
like,
think so.
After
With all
like
that
you know,
weight?
fucking explosive ass. He lo tumban and he gets up real quick and then he fucks you up. I don't think he's that. I don't think we should lower our expectations.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's more exhibition.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we're shitting on Floyd, but this is like also
Yeah.
like just for the shit.
I'm not gonna get my hopes up.
No, don't.
So the other fighter for that was fighting against Jose Ramirez, what's his name? Cepeda?
Mm-hmm.
He's on Freddie Roach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I saw an interview with him after the fight, and they asked Freddie Roach about Manny Pacquiao, and apparently he said that Manny Pacquiao told him, "Hey, let's do one more fight together and let's retire together."
So one more fight for Manny.
That's what he was acknowledging. So if there is,
Okay.
so if it's one fight, then
But is
Con el
Freddie
chino, fuck it.
really his
Con el
like trainer?
Catch week.
But is Freddie really his trainer?
who?
Pacquiao.
No, but I mean,
it's not.
That's
But-
his corner man.
but-
It's just like giving him water now. He's like his water boy.
no, but
Hey,
but-
come
And
on,
if you
come
guys
on.
notice, if you guys notice at the press conference with after the Broner fight, he like very rarely mentions Freddie. He says,
Boo boy.
"Boo boy,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
trainer, boo boy," and then he's like,
Tell me to be
How does he
careful.
say it?
and
How
then
does he say
no,
it?
and then he's like, "Oh, so I feel bad because the language barrier between Boo Boy and
Yeah.
Freddie."
so Lily, if it, let's just
But I don't
say
think-
for the sake of argument, if Freddie Roach is acknowledging that Manny Pacquiao is saying that it's his last fight, then who do you have Pacquiao fighting then?
Thurman, I think
Right.
he's gonna
Keith.
go out. He's gonna
Right.
go out with the
Thurman.
bang.
Thurman.
Yeah.
That's
He
it.
deserves it.
One
Yep.
time,
Yep.
one last time.
Yeah, one last ride.
Once upon a time.
Dude, these fans, those comments are hilarious.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Eventually, not. We're fucked up.
Yeah, I think Keith deserves it just because of his.
I mean,
the
he
names
deserved
he's
the
fought.
Floyd fight, in my opinion. Like back when he was kicking ass, I was like, "Oh, Floyd!" Like, but not that I thought he would beat him, but just because they deserve this type of big fight.
Keith is entertaining.
Yeah.
Because he can speak well.
With his little lisp.
Oh, he's funny though. He's a funny guy.
He sounds like an intelligent Mike Tyson.
Oh no, yeah, you could tell he's very educated.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
reads. You could tell he reads. Like, he
From
ain't stupid.
Omaha. No, what was from Alabama?
Oh yeah, that was him.
Jeff Horn. Who's Jeff Horn?
Let me tell you about Jeff Horn.
Oh, he's funny.
Who is Jeff Horn?
Nobody.
How do you get the belt?
I would love to see him in Chino though. Real talk. Keith Thurman and Chino.
Keith Thurman and Chino.
Not right
feel like
now.
no.
Right now they're both like.
They're both vulnerable.
That's for sure. Catch weight.
Yeah. What the 160? No.
All
Yeah,
right.
he said he wanted to fight Canelo.
Oh, we almost went without saying Canelo's name.
I'm sorry.
Lily
I'm
got so
sorry. Sorry.
We had it.
We almost paid
An hour
it.
30.
We should have cut it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just mute it.
Yeah, it's muted. Seriously.
Cut this shit out.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great day. Thanks to Diego Magdaleno once again.
Yep.
Stay tuned. See you guys next week. Thank you. Against the Ropes, #1.
My bad.
That was funny.
Shout out to Against the Ropes. Thank you for the support. Keep doing your thing. You're doing a great job. So thank you and best wishes.
Against the ropes, #1.
Freddie Roach.
Thank you very much.